Okay. 3, 2... What? Imagine that as the intro.
What are you counting down to? And welcome to the atarangi. If you are unfamiliar with the format we're doing here, we are playing a game and having a conversation about the movie we recently watched. Barry, what movie did we watch?
Way to put me on the spot.
It's a silent voice, my dude.
Yeah, it's a silent voice, but I was looking at the Japanese title. Which is...
Well, we did watch it in
We
Japanese.
watched it in Japanese, and at that point it's Koe no Katachi. But yes, the movie is also called The Silent Voice.
In case you're new to this content, the footage you're watching is live. Well, live. Live in the context of this video.
Live.
So let's start with a little spoiler-free section. Let's start off simple, Barry. Did you like the movie?
Yes. I recommend, if you haven't watched it, that you go watch it. Like, right now. Actually, not per se right now.
We'll give you a little score sheet here in a bit, before we get to the spoilered section, so you can look at the stats for the movie.
I would like to announce the fact that even though the movie is 2 hours long, you're probably gonna want a bit more time than that.
It's a sad movie. We would recommend to watch something else after it before you go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I spent my entire workday after still thinking about it, so... On that front, it's a great movie. I mean, Netflix couldn't dare do something like this.
Indeed. Alright, so basically the movie, in the spoiler-free recap, it's about a deaf girl that gets bullied. And then it's about the bully being an outcast and extremely depressed. And then it's about basically everyone involved going for forgiveness, simply said. I think that's the spoiler-free synopsis.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good way to put it, spoiler-free. I can live with that. So, here's the scoring sheet.
Scoring sheet. We'll go over this in more detail at the end of the video.
Of course.
We would recommend this movie. Have fun watching it. Or don't, because I don't think you have fun watching this movie.
Have watching it?
Watch it.
Yeah, just that.
Absolutely recommended.
Yeah.
Alright. There be spoilers ahead, be careful. Oh, actually, just a second, we'll be right back. We are going back in time to the spoiler-free section to talk about the visuals real quick. See you in a bit, guys.
For some reason, the animation team decided it was a good idea to draw, I would say, the main character? Is it the main?
Yeah, the main
character, I guess.
We're going on to visuals.
It's very hard to say.
Excuse the footage looking different. We are teleporting back in time because we forgot something.
So, for some reason, they decided to draw his shirt tag sticking out the entire 2 hours. And it's like,
it's hilarious.
Why? Why go through the trouble? There's a lot of other good attention to detail, but I would keep those for the spoiler section, so...
The background looks extremely good.
Yes.
It's very detailed, well drawn.
Yeah, the animation team definitely got it right, story writing team also, so...
I would like the sound... I would like to ask the sound team to stay as far away from me as possible, because they scare me. They are not humans, because there's no way humans made that.
Yeah, those guys are legends.
They're probably lizard people. I would watch out.
Anyways.
And I think that's the most important part.
Yeah, I think we're teleporting back to the past. Anyways, we're back here now. So, another thing, throughout the movie, you'll see a bunch of crosses over people's faces.
It's a nice detail.
It's a very nice detail, and all of those are moving along with the person. They're not just put on there, which is really impressive. And then going off of on that, this is a bit further into the movie, but there's a scene where the main character is walking in a hallway with people with those crosses. The amount of background noise that would actually be there, that is audible, like the chittering and chattering from people that you can hear to the left and to the right. You can't audibly hear what they're saying, but you can definitely hear that they're talking. The detail in that, it scares me, because that is such a realistic implementation of that situation.
It's a very visceral feeling.
Yeah. So hats off to the sound team on that one. That's it. That's a garden.
Yes, it is. We watched the sub. I have skimmed through the dub. I am sorry to inform all of the non-subtitle readers, but the dub is kinda bad, so I can't recommend it.
Okay, that's good to know. Luckily you had the time to do that.
Sorry to inform you about that. Who worked on this movie? Kowalski, pop up the important names and what they did on this movie. Because I forgot to learn the names.
Yeah. Luckily we have Kowalski. Absolute Chad.
The voice actors for most of the characters are really good. And on the main two characters, which is the deaf girl and the main kid, are excellent.
Yeah.
The deaf girl's voice actor is amazing. It's the best in the movie.
I mean,
I don't often praise the voice actors specifically, but here I will.
but I mean, how much of a difficult job would it have been for her? I assume it's a her. I know in Japan sometimes it's a him, but even for female characters and vice versa. But besides the point, she doesn't speak audible words.
Well, she does, but they're wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong and messed up because she's playing a deaf character that would not know. You know, when we speak, and that's another great attention to detail, when we speak, we hear ourselves talking, meaning if we mess up our way of speaking, we instantly know it. If we mess up our pronunciation, we immediately know that because we have that feedback, but a deaf person wouldn't have that. So to actually implement it that well in a film must not have been easy.
Yeah, the director did a great job there.
Yeah.
Because that's the director, most likely.
Yeah, but still, for the voice actor, it would have still been hard to get
Of course.
to the correct sound.
So, let's go on to the story then. So we start off with the early in time scenes with the bullying and stuff.
Yeah, so we start off basically when they're in, I think it was 6th grade?
I think it's 5th.
5th grade, whatever, I don't know.
Pretty young.
I never worked with the grade system, so I don't know what age that would be.
Yeah, we're not cheeseburger people.
In any case, it starts off in the school, and then...
And it's the most realistic depiction of young people I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
Young people are terrible people,
Yeah.
usually.
Mostly, I think, because they're also idiots. But,
Yes.
hey, we all did cringe stuff and stupid stuff when we were kids. It was kind of
Wait.
realistic. The writing team did very well on that.
Yeah, and the main group, which is a fair set of characters. Let's put a splash of all of them on here real quick. Here they are. So they all deal with the trouble in different ways. So at first, basically everyone is bullying her. Some more than others. But all of the blame gets basically shoved off onto our main character at the end. And
by the teacher.
Kinda fair enough, he was doing it the most. Well, not just the teacher. The teacher called him out because he's the most obvious one doing it.
Yeah.
And then the rest kind of
just
backstabbed him.
Lifted their hands off.
Let's do a fun little thing here. So over the course of the movie, we basically learn how all of them were dealing with this situation. And if you have lived a life, I'm just gonna point out, you have been all of these people.
Yes.
You have been the victim, you have been the monster, you have been the one who was going along with it, but then acted as if they weren't doing it. You've been the spineless one, too cowardly to do anything. You've been the one that likes the bullies, so goes along with the bullies, and then gets mad at the victim for getting the bully in trouble. You've been all of these people.
Yes. And even a spineless jackass like me admits to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just true.
Yeah, there's no bad people in this movie. See a lot of people like calling the black-haired girl and the cowardly girl bad people. No, not the cowardly girl. The diminishing her own impact girl. You know, the kawaii she's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, calling the black-haired girl and her bad people, but they're not. One of them is just too scared to admit that she did wrong. And the other is hurting people because she's in pain, because she's scared of what she did.
Pretty much.
People that are hurting hurt people.
Yes.
That's a thing that happens. And nearing the end of the movie, you see her slowly trying to get back into the group as well.
Yeah.
She's a bit in the situation of the main character at the start, where she kind of doesn't believe she deserves to be in the group.
Yeah. I do like that in this movie, eventually everything gets worked out. But the journey is such a rough one.
Little bit of a warning. You will have seen Kowalski warn you about this as well. This movie contains well-depicted versions of depression and suicide attempts. So if that triggers you, watch it with a friend, not on your own. Kowalski will have told you this in the spoiler-free section, but I will just reiterate it here.
Yeah, I think that's definitely good.
So you might want to watch it with a friend. The messages are worth it. It's a positive movie in the end.
Yeah, and it will keep you busy for a while.
I honestly think this movie helps with mental health in the long run.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right. So the sound then.
The sound design of this movie is astonishing.
Yeah, they go to completely no sound in some scenes because we're dealing with a deaf character.
Yeah.
They go into distorted sound a lot. Going as far as to distort the ending credits song.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one.
Catches you off guard.
The sound design is just
Yeah, we'll give you a few little snippets here real quick.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to explain it.
A little montage.
何してんの？
じゃ
教えてくれたわよ。マリア花火見るよ。夜が明けるわ困るな。
And we're back. We cut away from the footage here to show you that. Alright, what's next, Barry? Character designs. All the characters look recognizable. They're not generic looking characters.
Except for MC's bigger sister.
Well, MC's bigger sister isn't ever actually shown. Well, she's on screen, but her face is never shown.
But all of the main characters indeed have
Yes.
very not significant, recognizable aspects about them.
Yeah. They're silhouettable.
Yeah. And the rest
This movie goes over some important parts of dealing with depression, which is you will never ever fix your depression on your own.
No, you need to talk about it.
And not just that, you just need to allow yourself to get connection with people.
Yeah. Never block yourself off.
So the main character does this for years, not allowing himself any connection, because he doesn't believe he deserves it.
Being lonely is the worst thing you can do to yourself, no matter what the reason is, or what the reason you think is. Connect to people.
Not only that, it's also kind of cowardly.
Yeah.
You're going away from your responsibilities. Like, you're not apologizing, you're just shelling in.
Yeah.
And the main character realizes this and goes to apologize.
Like, it is...
Because he did... The main character wants to kill himself, but he stops himself because he realizes he hasn't apologized yet.
Yeah. It's okay to shell yourself in for a bit.
It's not shelling in, that's taking space to think.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna need years. You're probably not even gonna need days.
Yeah.
You might need like 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days.
I don't think you're gonna need much more than that.
Yeah. And at that point,
you're just sulking in your own sadness.
Yes, indeed. Like, at that point, you're just falling into the trap, and that's not what you should do.
If you want a more professional coverage on problems like this, I would like to recommend Cinema Therapy's video on this movie. It's a great channel in general if you want to help yourself with mental health, if you can't get help. Link in the description, of course. So, it's a shame we weren't recording when we watched this movie, because about near the end, nearing the finale, but not the wrap-up, nearing the most important part, I stopped to tell Barry, I've been on the edge of crying for like half an hour. My voice was kinda raspy at that point. And Barry basically said that he had the same thing happen.
Yeah, I'd been on the edge of crying for the last half an hour. And this was about like 15-20 minutes away from the ending of the film.
Yeah.
But I am super glad that I watched it. It was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a type of movie to make you cry.
So all the characters here deal with themselves in different ways. The main character shells himself in and hates himself. The main girl also hates herself because she blames herself for all the things that happened.
Yeah.
And what she does is she keeps apologizing for everything to everyone.
Which is also the wrong way to go about it.
Yeah. And it's like that for all the characters.
They all have their own way of dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And ultimately, in the end, they realize that why are they fighting, I guess.
Yeah. We're not gonna go over all of the story beats here. Just go watch the movie. You don't need us to tell you everything that happens.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie that I want you guys to watch. It is 100% worth your time.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever straight called out the acting in a movie before as being especially good. But here I do. Anything else, Barry?
Besides the fact that I'm almost crying again, no?
I'm a heartless bastard. I have to actually rewatch to have that happen again. Alright, let's pull up the end screen then. Well, the score screen.
The score
I mean.
screen,
Yeah, I mean the score screen.
which we definitely recorded ahead of time, made ahead of time.
Yeah, of course.
We always do that.
Alright, so here we are in the scoring sheet. As you can see, our big polygon is today marked as mostly green for good and a bit of purple there. That's there because if you're in a bad mental state, perhaps this isn't the best idea to be watching. And some people just don't like sad movies.
Yeah, I would pass on that in those cases. But maybe you can always come back in the future. As you can see, the world building doesn't have a very high score, and that's because there is pretty much none.
It's not that type of story.
Same goes for design. Design, I mean, it's literally just Japan.
It's a nice looking rendition of Japan, which is why
Yes.
it's above half.
And why the visuals are also so high.
Of course.
Characters and all were also visually good. But
I think
design-
Yeah, go ahead.
design had that half point, right?
Yeah, of course.
The rest of the scores do make up for it though, like the acting, the characters, the story. Like,
Yeah, of course.
So
I don't think you're ever gonna see any movie have high scores on all of these things, because that's just not a thing that happens. Some stories will focus on the story, some are character focused, some like to show you the world, some are all about visuals. It's just how movies are. This is just to show you this is the type of movie we're working with here.
yeah, that's also one of the reasons why we don't work with like a set score, because you can say a movie is like 11 out of 10, but what does that mean?
Yeah,
What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Yes, we're just giving you a visual representation of this is what we feel the movie is good or less good at.
Yeah.
The small polygons, I think they speak for themselves this time, so I think that's on to the ending of the video.
Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Now go watch this movie.
And go tell us which movie you want to see next.
Yeah, comment that in the description.
Or description it in the comments, and we'll see you next time.